What's up, guys? In this episode, we're going to be putting the suspension on the EF Civic behind me. It's my wife's car. We have all new, basically everything. Let me get y'all a shot of this. All right, so we have the coilovers that came off of it, rebuilt the spindles and painted them. We got all the miscellaneous. So the next clip will probably be me jumping into installing the rear drums and stuff on the rear trailing arms, and then we will be getting everything on there. That's the last thing I have to put together. I figured do a small clip just for anybody that wanted it, but I didn't want to do too much boring stuff because I wanted to get right into the action. So we got the trailing arm here. It's all cleaned up and painted. First thing we're going to do is put this brake cylinder in here. 2 10 mils on the back. But this little horseshoe goes in between. I just gotta push that in. Turn it with a screwdriver here, get it out of the way. All right, so pad, e-brake cable, bracket thing. All right, now we can set these in here. Okay. We're gonna install this spring on the lower side. Slip that like that. All right, so now we got this wiggle woggly thing going on here. Center up these pads. We're gonna run these little dowels through the back side and little spring clamps on the front. Actually, before we do that, we should go ahead and set in this bad boy, the adjuster. All right, so I got all the drum brake assembly installed. Had to do a lot of it off camera because, you know, it's a pain. Let's go ahead and put this hub on here. I'm gonna set you down. There we go. All right. And tap this down. No, I got a hammer in here somewhere. Okay. All right, that ain't coming off. Now we can set our drum on. Oh, actually, let me take this outside and clean it with brake cleaner, and we'll be right back. So we got the trailing arms all put together. Coilovers are ready. Front spindles, front lower control arms, rear lower control arms, rotors, and upper control arms. So let's get this on. All right, guys, so after that trailing arm nonsense, we're gonna get to installing all the stuff on the car. We got the camber, adjustable camber control arms for the front. All right, tighten down. Now we can install our lower. Then we got our lower in there. We're not I'm gonna tighten this down all the way. We're gonna leave it a little loose until we get everything on. And go ahead and feed this up through the top. Now we can take this upper plastic deal off. All right. All right, and then the next shot I'll get with us setting the car down with the front wheels on it, and the rest of the video of us tomorrow installing all the rear suspension. But it's a big hurdle for today. A lot of speed bumps with 30-year-old hardware that had to be cleaned up, and new stuff that was cheaply made, but we got it on there and we're gonna see what happens. All right guys, this is the next day. We're gonna be installing this traction bar from Max Heating Rods. Get right into it because it's 100 bajillion degrees. All right guys, so we got the spindle on, new wheel bearings, pullovers, adjustable camber uppers, and we put the Max Heating Rods traction arms on. We're just going to be connecting them to the lower part of the bottom control arm. So let's get that done. So we're going to go ahead and tighten this up, and then all right, so we put the rotor on, we got the traction bar in. It's so hot, my phone keeps cutting out, so it may cut off on y'all, but we're gonna try to get this wheel on. Oh yeah. First time this car's having wheels on it in like 7 years. We got a little dust cover action. All right, let me get this zip down and get my phone in the shade for a minute so we can get a good shot of it coming down. Finally on the back. I got all the bolts laid out, all the parts laid out. We're gonna start with this lower billet aluminum control arm. Stuff this coilover up in there. Tighter. Not Too tight. Make sure it's got some play in it. Be all right. See if we can't get y'all a different angle. Okay. All right, so we got all the suspension installed. About to set it down. See how low she sits. Give y'all a shot of the All right, let me set you down so we can get this nice low ring shot. Finally get to set this sucker on its wheels. Find out if we need to take them collars out to go more low. My floor jack's underneath a transmission right now. That's why we're using a scissor jack. Oh yeah. I think we can take the collars out and that'll give us another inch, but we'll leave it like this to see how drivable it is once we get the motor in. Not too bad. All right. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and probably the last shot of this will be with the front fenders and bumper mocked up. Do a little outro.